Let's talk about the Fox News presidency. The Donald Trump presidency can, in a sense, be called the Fox News presidency because we know that Donald Trump mostly watches Fox News. We know that Donald Trump will often tweet in relation to or get involved in topics that come up during Fox News programs, including Fox and Friends, their morning show, which seems to be a favorite of Donald Trump's. And it's happened many times that a topic Trump hasn't talked about before will be discussed on Fox and Friends in the morning. And then suddenly, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, Donald Trump is tweeting about it and he's getting involved in it. We then subsequently learned that there's actually more to it because not only is Donald Trump's sort of agenda being set, in a sense, by Fox and Friends in the morning, Donald Trump, we learned, is regularly speaking privately to Fox News propagandist Sean Hannity. They'll often speak at night. Hannity sort of putting Trump to bed, as the case may be in practice. And Sean Hannity, all of a sudden, has significant influence on the president and on the sort of agenda-setting power that is given to a lot of the people that Donald Trump chooses to allow into his inner circle. It's getting even worse, though. There is now a Daily Beast article which reveals that Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who, of course, has lost many advertisers over his xenophobic rants on the channel in the last year or so, Tucker Carlson is privately advising Donald Trump on topics of foreign policy. It appears specifically related to the Middle East. And most recently, it's specifically related to Iran. What on earth does Tucker Carlson know about Iran, you might ask? And that's a good question, although it appears that Tucker Carlson may actually be advising Donald Trump in the right direction when it comes to the topic of Iran. And I'll get to that in a second. You'll maybe, to set the stage, remember that Donald Trump's Iran policy has been completely abortive rather. So if he's been influenced by Tucker Carlson already, it's possible that Tucker Carlson has been guiding him astray. And in general, when I hear that Trump is taking foreign policy advice from the guy who lost advertisers for lamenting that the United States, as it becomes less white, is less American, I'm concerned. But, and this is a big but in this particular case, reports are that Tucker Carlson has been telling Donald Trump not to take military action against Iran, which seems to be the exact opposite of what people around Donald Trump, like Warhawk National Security Advisor John Bolton, would be telling Donald Trump to do. There's a senior administration official who told the Daily Beast that Tucker Carlson has been bashing Donald Trump's more hawkish administration members. And in fact, on Monday, Tucker Carlson actually said on his Fox News program that the intelligence around Iran and the recent oil tanker attack in the Gulf of Oman is reminding him of the bogus intelligence that led up to the war in Iraq back in 2003. And this is not surprising. I mean, Tucker Carlson has talked about this before. This clip I'm going to play for you is from almost a year ago, and you will hear Tucker Carlson saying that a war with Iran would destroy Donald Trump's presidency. He's been saying this for a while.
We are moving toward, however slowly, some kind of confrontation with Iran. Now, that should worry everybody, but it should especially be of concern to anyone who supported the president. If President Trump decides to go to war with Iran, it will destroy his presidency, just as the Iraq War destroyed the presidency of his Republican predecessor, George W. Bush. Attacking Iran is not like intervening in Libya or Syria, or even like invading Iraq. It entails far greater risk and much higher costs.
Where Tucker is wrong is that while in an academic and historical sense, the Iraq War did destroy George W. Bush's presidency, he still got reelected while that Iraq war was going on. And the talking point of we shouldn't change horses midstream was one of the arguments that realistically got George W. Bush some more votes. So while it's true that war with Iraq destroyed Bush's legacy, electorally, it wasn't bad for him. And electorally, Donald Trump going to war with Iran might also not be a bad thing for him. But ultimately, Tucker Carlson is right here, and I have no problem saying it. I mean, listen, if Tucker Carlson is pushing Donald Trump to stay out of Iran, that's good. It's disgusting that xenophobe Tucker Carlson has influence in this way and that he seems to have been brought into Donald Trump's very vile and disgusting inner circle, which includes people like Sean Hannity, in addition now to Tucker Carlson. Carlson is regularly wrong about endless things. It's pathetically embarrassing that Donald Trump is so influenced by what goes on at Fox News day in and day out. And the agenda setting power that Fox News and its hosts have gotten is disturbing to anyone who is clear thinking and rational. But I don't want Donald Trump going into Iran. And if Tucker Carlson is telling Donald Trump not to go into Iran, that's a good thing. There's just lots of other people who know much more and are otherwise much more correct on world issues than Tucker Carlson, who would also be telling Donald Trump, you shouldn't go into Iran. And by the way, Donald Trump is now insisting that Iran abide by the Iran nuclear deal, which he bailed out of months ago. And we are going to talk about that a little bit later on in the program. Make sure you are following The David Pakman Show on Instagram. At David Pakman Show is our handle on Instagram. And while you're there, follow me on Instagram at david.pakman. I just surpassed, I believe it's 50,000 followers on Instagram. And I would love for you to make it 50,001. Follow me on Instagram at david.pakman. Quick break, much more coming up after this. Today's program brought to you in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. Blinkist is a great service that I use all the time. What they do is they take thousands of the most popular nonfiction books, including the newest bestsellers. They condense them into 15-minute audiobooks that you can listen to, and you still get the most crucial information and insights from each book. And I've listened to a ton of books on Blinkist. I recently checked out Soccernomics by Simon Cooper. We do have, after all, the World Cup going on recently. We also have been talking about BS Jobs, and there is a great new book, BS Jobs by David Graeber, which I listened to on Blinkist. They're constantly adding new books to the platform. You will never run out of fascinating and critically acclaimed books to enjoy. And our audience can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm putting a link in the video description. And after the free trial, if you like it, you can continue enjoying thousands of condensed audiobooks for about $5 a month. That's BLINKIST.com/PAKMAN.